Hello everyone and welcome to this month's Qubit Network's Not-for-Profit Spotlight. Today I'm here with my friend Mark Waltz, who we've known each other for a while.
We have, yeah.
Right? And he is the executive director of A Rosie Place for Children in South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah.
So
very excited to be here with you, Ron.
Yeah, well, it's my pleasure for sure. So this is, I was telling you a little earlier, this is a unique situation. So I'm excited for you to tell our audience a little bit about A Rosie Place for Children.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation to share.
For sure.
So Rosie Place for Children, we serve medically fragile children and their families. A medically fragile child is a child who requires 24/7 care for their baseline health. They may have been born medically fragile. They may have had an accident that created such needs for them, but they may need have a trach, G-tube for feeding. There's some need that requires 24/7 monitoring.
Right.
So as you can imagine, one, these children don't go very many places.
Right.
And when they do, our culture isn't kind.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how to respond, interact. So they get gawks, stares, and their families, parents, grandparents, foster parents, are on 24/7.
Yes.
So they don't get a break.
Yeah.
Respite doesn't exist for most of them.
Yeah.
So Rosie Place for Children exists to serve both sides of that family. One, we invite the children to come stay with us for 3, 5 nights, a couple times a year, up to 10 nights.
Yep.
For most of them, at least initially, it's their first time overnight outside their own home.
Sure.
No one's inviting them over for a sleepover.
Right.
So it's a big deal that they get to come here. While they're here, we're not just providing care through our nursing staff, but we are engaging them so that they have a space and experience that may equal what home looks like.
Right.
But in most cases, even a little more opportunity for engagement, whether that's sensory apparatus or that space outside, or it is crafts and art at the table.
Yeah.
While they're here, our staff get to know them. Our hope is that a child may spend up to 14 nights with us in a year.
Yeah.
And so that gives us a chance to get to know them, celebrate when they're back. While they're here, then their families get a chance to actually rest.
Right.
Whatever that means for them. It might be a vacation, might be a weekend getaway. Maybe it's a graduation ceremony they otherwise would have missed.
Yep.
Maybe it's a Netflix binge and clean up the garage, whatever they need it to be. So it's an incredible honor to serve families in this way. Families never pay anything out of pocket.
That's amazing.
It is a beautiful, beautiful mission.
Yeah. So cool. And you've been doing this, this organization has been in place since 2011?
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
And roughly how many kids are you able to work with a year?
Yeah, so we're working with about 150, 200 families currently. Now that doesn't mean all those families have their children here up to 14 nights.
Whatever, sure.
And the reality is we have capacity and desire to serve a lot more families than that. There are over 2,000 medically fragile children in this immediate North Indiana area.
Yeah.
And so, but that's our number currently of families.
Sure.
And we can serve up to 10 children at a time.
Yeah.
We want to keep it small intentionally.
Yeah.
So that it feels like home.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's amazing. Yeah. So one thing that I found interesting as we did our tour, so you're close to breaking ground on. Why don't you share that a little bit?
Yeah. So HeARTworks Studio is what we're going to break ground for. As I mentioned, art is a big, big deal. Yeah. Art is a creative piece that both inspires when we experience it and also as a way of expressing. What I love about our mission and our staff here is actually recognizing the uniqueness and the wholeness of each of our kids. Yeah. And respecting them and their dignity in that way. Yep. And in doing so, recognizing they have creativity that just needs to be brought out. And so HeARTworks Studio creates a space where we can do traditional art, paint and canvas, paper, which we've done now for a long time, but also an opportunity to explore and utilize technology in some fresh ways we're very excited about. So, so AI, for instance.
Yeah, that was the part I was hoping we get.
Yeah. This is an opportunity where, so quick story.
Yeah.
A little guy came in to test this with us. Working with a group from Notre Dame, we opened an AI program online, and then asked him just a handful of questions. If you could draw any animal, what would the animal be? It'd be a hippopotamus. Huh? Okay. And what's the hippopotamus doing? He's playing basketball. Great. Where's he playing basketball? Thinking driveway, gymnasium, in the water, of course. And is he wearing blue glasses like you have on now? No, they're orange. So when that image popped up on the screen, this little guy just exploded with excitement and delight. That's it.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So to recognize that AI, who a lot of us have like, where's this thing going to go?
Right.
To redeem and use it in a way that helps children express their creativity is astounding. And then exploring other ways of technology that help kids have sensory experiences, including music and touch and feeling and light.
Well, a lot of these kids are, technology is not necessarily it's more of a need than a want almost.
It is.
For a lot of these kids.
We do have a couple of children who come in with specialized glasses on their tablet that allow them to, with their eyes, spell, choose words to communicate.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that's another piece of technology that we'll explore with more of our kids.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, this has been a really awesome experience for me. You guys are doing just amazing work here, because I can't totally grasp what some of these parents are going through, but I have a sliver of that, and that ability to give the parents who are thinking about their child all the time, and like, what am I going to do? Just a little bit of time to regroup is awesome. And your staff is friendly and energetic, and special people as well. So thanks so much for your time.
Absolutely.
And then hopefully people can if they want to find out more, what's the best way to do that?
So go to arosieplace.org.
Okay. We'll put that on our notes too.
Great. There you'll find all kinds of ways to support. One, you can learn about us.
Yes.
And as you learn about us, I'd say two things. One, we'd invite you to come out for a tour. We'd love to help you see the place, experience it firsthand. Right. Especially when children are here, you get to see and sense what that whole experience is. And then, regardless of the tour or not, as you learn about us, help us spread the word. We'd like for people to know about us. For two reasons. One, we want to serve more families. And a lot of families just don't know about us. And secondly, the support really matters. So our funding is about 65% philanthropy donations. Some comes from state, federal dollars. But as I said, no cost ever out of pocket for our families.
That's amazing.
So there are a number of ways to give. Recurring giving, of course, can happen on our website. There are a number of fundraisers you can participate in. And we're in a season, of course, where we're end of year giving. And people are asking, wondering, where will I make my final donation of the year? And we'd love for you to consider how you might help us at A Rosie Place.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time.
Absolutely.
What you do. Your passion is inspiring as well. So, and thanks to everybody for watching.